Now, type 3 is when they give you loads of words and you kind of need a shape to make sense of it, okay? The first example, again, is very simple. The second example kind of shows you, although it looks simple, why it's good to draw it out. Okay, the really simple one, a square has a perimeter of 36 centimeters, so you draw out a square, and then we know that all the sides are equal. If the square is 36, so one of the sides is going to be 36 divided by 4, which equals 9 centimeters. Find the area of a square, we do base times height. I know this one's a little bit boring, just bear with me.
So area equals 9 times
9, which equals 81 centimeters squared. Okay. Now look at the next one. See, this one looks kind of normal, but then you'll see why it's quite handy to draw it out. So an equilateral triangle has a perimeter of 12 centimeters. So let's draw this triangle out. And the perimeter is 12 centimeters. So let's find out what one side is. So the 4 centimeters. Okay. Then it says find the area of the triangle. Hold on. Area of the triangle. Let's write down the formula. So area equals a half base times height. We've got the base, which is 4 centimeters. But do we have the height? And this is why it's really nice to draw it out, because my height is actually over here. But do we have this height? No. Now let's see what we can do. If I draw this triangle over here, you'll notice I get a right angle triangle, okay? This doesn't work all the time. It works if it's an isosceles or an equilateral, because you know that this is 2 centimeters because it splits it in the middle. How can I find h? Let's find h on the side down over here. 12. You see, when I drew it, I realized that h isn't just 4. No, it's not. Life doesn't work like that, okay? So 4 times square root of 12. So my area, equals 2 square root 12 centimeters squared. So by drawing these out, you're already putting yourself at a higher advantage. Now let's get to these ones, these juicy ones over here. Type 4. When you see a really weird looking one where you're like, what? Don't overthink it. Maths is basic. Just do exactly what they tell you. Okay, so let's look at this one. It's nice and pretty. So you've got a solid. They've actually been very kind. They have given you the volume of the sphere and they've given you the volume of the cone. Measurements are centimeters, don't care about that yet. The volume of the sphere is equal to the volume of the cone. I'm going to do exactly that. The volume of the sphere, so that is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, is equal to, okay, equal to the volume of the cone, that is 1 over 3 pi r squared h. Now we can simplify. If I times both sides by 3, I get rid of this 3 and that 3. The pi's, if I divide it by pi, I get rid of both of them. If I divide it by r squared, I end up with just r over there. So I end up with 4r equals h. Do you see how horrible this question looked at the beginning? And then just by reading that one line, actually, it's not as bad as it looked, okay? Just think about that whenever you see a weird question. Then it says find r to h in ratio form. Okay, I won't go into too much details, but for one bit of r, you get, if r is 1, h is 4, right? So the ratio is 1 to 4. But even if you're not sure about that ratio part at the end, you still know that you've got marks for the previous one. Let's look at another one. Again, just do as they say, do not overcomplicate it. Here, they're talking about pressure, pressure, force, and area. Now, maths, I know you don't really learn about pressure, force, and area. It's not physics. But they've given you the formula. Just because they gave you something that doesn't seem like it's something in maths, doesn't mean you can't do it. Again, just do exactly what they tell you to do. So, a storage tank exerts a force of 10,000 newtons. That's just information. The base, this is important, the base of the tank in contact with the ground is a 4 meter by 2 meter. So this over here, and it tells you it's a rectangle. Then it says work out the pressure. Well, we've got the formula. Pressure equals force over area. Now let's carry on. You want to find the pressure equals force, that was 10,000 newtons. And then the area is a rectangle, and the area of a rectangle is base times height. So that is 4 times 2. Where's my calculator?
10,000 divided by
1,250. So the pressure equals 1,250. Now, if you're wondering about the units, let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm going to give you this really cool tip. And then I'm going to Google. I actually can't remember what the units are for pressure. But I've been given a formula and I've got the units for each one of them. So notice how it's force over area. So pressure is the units of force is newtons over area, which is meters squared. Now let me just Google what is, let me Google the units for pressure, okay? Units, you can find out the formula, and using the formula you can find out the units. Yes, it's pascals, which is newtons per meter squared. There. That's just a bonus tip. So we've got do it line by line. Then we've got, if there's a formula, put the formula in and substitute numbers. And then we've got do not overthink it, no matter how ugly it looks. For some people, the word expression might throw them off. Just ignore that. Does it exist? It's gone. Just ignore it. So a rectangle has these lengths and width given in the picture. For the perimeter, stop there. That's what I care about, perimeter. I know that it's a rectangle, so the other sides are the same. You've got x plus 5. You've got 2x plus 3. I'm going to write it out just in case somebody makes a mistake with adding it. You've got a mark for writing it out, okay? So
2x plus 3 plus 2x plus 3 plus x plus 5 plus x plus 5.
now let's add the x's. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6x. Let's add the numbers. 3, 6, and 10, so that's 16. Okay? Now, if I remove the word expression, I've answered it. So even if I didn't know what on earth an expression was, I don't care. I've still got a mark. In fact, I ended up getting 2 marks because this is an expression. Okay? It's just something without an equal sign. Then the second part, given that the rectangle has a perimeter of 43 centimeters, find x. Well, this is your perimeter. So 6x plus 16 equals 43. And then if you want to do that on your own, minus 16 divided by 6, 4.5. If you want to be a bit extra and you've got time, plug in 4.5 and see if it gives you 43. This question over here is beautiful. I just love this question. I put a heart on. I kind of feel like, I know it looks really easy, but I kind of feel like it would be nice for you to just do it and then get stuck and then find, if you figure it out, you figure it out. If you don't, just kind of look and see how it's done. So find the perimeter of this rectangle. I'm just going to add it up over here. So all the x's, 2x, 3, 2x plus 3x, 5x, 6, 7x. And then plus 5 minus 2, so you get plus 3. Okay, so this is the perimeter. But they actually want to know the number. This is why I love this question. You can skip this part because this isn't really worded, but I just love this question so much. How would you even find the perimeter? You'd need to know what x is. But how would you even know what x is? Pause. Try. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, use this because this will open your mind up to how you can answer some questions in GCSEs or A levels even. It's a rectangle. What do we know about rectangles? The two opposite sides are equal, which means that this, my darling, and this over here are equal. So let's do that on the side. I should do that. Let's kind of do it up there somewhere. Don't know why I did that. So 2, let's say 3x minus 2 equals 2x plus 5 because these two are equal. Now rearrange. Equals 7. So x equals 7. How cute is this question? It's just, I love it. Now that we've got x, you can find the perimeter. So 52 centimeters. Isn't that cute? Bringing it back to worded problems. If you did the first part and you got stuck, you already got a mark for that. Okay? You didn't get all 3 marks, but you still got that mark for the perimeter. I need to drink some coffee. I hope it comes out right. If it doesn't come out right, if it doesn't come out right, trust me, it works. Oh, is it Pascal's? What is pressure energy? Force pressure. Okay, it's pascals, but I already know that actually.